Well, Knights edge a bit closer to that top spot here for OCN Stage 3. Now it is time for the Chiefs to respond with a win of their own. They go up against Rhythm, who are looking to bounce back from an unlikely defeat where they were the favourites. Now they're the underdogs once again. And Dev, maybe this is where, you know, Rhythm shine the best when they're not expected to win.
Maybe you're right, because they were favored yesterday. But here for Rhythm, this is such an important game. You mentioned that for Chiefs, yeah, they can get towards that #1 spot again, but for Rhythm here, if they win this game, suddenly they are locked out of relegations. They no longer have to play relegations. This entire year, there has been one team at OCN that has been the obvious one to point to and say, that team is going to have to fight for their spot next year. And it's the team we're looking at right here, Rhythm. They were relegated out of OCN at the end of 2020 and only got gifted their spot back due to Meloncat disbanding. They might be able to dodge relegations if they can take an upset win here against Chiefs.
Vast, do you agree that this is a team that probably thrives a bit better by being the underdog rather than being the favourite?
Yeah, I would. They've always been that team, you know, throughout the course of 2021. They've always been that team that can take it to the top teams. You know, they've proven that time and time again, but they just haven't been able to really break that plateau and, you know, find that form.
Well, we'll have a look at their opponents. There need be no introduction, though, with the Chiefs. They are, of course, our back-to-back OCN champions looking to do the trifecta, if you will, Dev. And obviously, the Knights this time very much challenging them in the regular season. But, you know, that probably doesn't bother these guys. In the past, it's been Bliss. If it's Knights now and or maybe Bliss, I don't think they care. As long as they're playing some good Siege heading into the playoffs, they'll be happy.
Yeah, look, Chiefs haven't been flawless, right? Like, they lost to Bliss in OCN, they lost to Wildcard in Apex South, which was a very strange one. But if you look at their most recent games, right, 7-1 over Rufflecopter last night, 7-1 earlier this week against Dire Wolves. These guys are in red-hot form, and you start to look back through their results. It doesn't take long until you find another 7-1. That was over Knights, and it is just like 7-2, 7-3. Like, so many comfortable map wins have we seen from this team, from our back-to-back OCN champions. And bringing on Ethan to the roster has clearly helped out. They're looking a lot better than they were before, because I think that their old player Vast was just really, really bad. And so I think that this is just exactly what they needed. Wouldn't you agree, Vast?
I would absolutely disagree. I'm sorry, Dev. But, you know, I in my career, I haven't lost the Bliss. That's all I'm going to say. Full stop.
I must say, you're probably cut right now because you're like, do I want to hype up Chiefs because, you know, they're my mates, they're my former team? Or do you want, like, you want them to lose so that it makes you look better?
Nah, I mean, you know, obviously, like, if they were to lose, you know, I would roast them and give it to them. You know, I think it would be funny, but, you know, I still like seeing them kind of dominate. You know, part of me is still in that team. It's going to take a while for me to kind of, you know, really feel that, you know, I'm not in that team anymore and I'm just kind of casting them. But yeah, no, with Ethan, they've had some really good success. The past week, yeah, as you mentioned, 7-1, 7-1. Just the way they've been playing, you know, particularly Ethan and Worthy, the last two games, it's just been incredible. Those two players are really finding their form, and they just look really good right now.
Well, let's go and have a look at the map, Vitos, and see where we are going to be heading to for this particular match. It's straight back to Villa. This is quickly becoming one of the more favoured maps all of a sudden here in Stage 3, Dev. All of a sudden, it's like Clubhouse is out, Villa's in. Why is that?
Look, you're asking the wrong mate, wrong guy. Honestly, you should be asking this other guy on the desk if you want some serious knowledge and insight onto why Villa's coming to the meta. I don't know. Vast, any thoughts?
I mean, look, I was actually kind of thinking about before why we're not really seeing Coastline, why we're seeing so many bank bans. I was kind of thinking about that. Like, in theory, Coast should be better with the updates from, you know, the Chiefs Dire Wolves game. That was my first time really observing Coastline, and I thought it looked a bit better. But it's kind of strange. It just seems like everyone's really sticking with their comfort bans. No one's really taking much risk. I mean, Chiefs do have a, you know, quite a strong map pool. I should say more diverse map pool. But honestly, I am surprised about Villa. And, you know, this might be a bit of a Xenox fun fact, so I'm sorry to steal this from you, but I'm pretty sure Rhythm and Chiefs, they played Villa in Stage 1 and Stage 2. So we're seeing another, like, third Villa for this matchup, and we just saw it the last matchup. I don't know.
Yeah,
These teams
so-
are getting a bit boring with their their vetoes.
Stage 1 was when Chiefs were on to elevate. It was 8-7 win for Rhythm, believe it or not. And then stage 2 was a convincing 7-4 for Chiefs. This is the decider. I also will say, just backing you up with some numbers, Xenox, Villa is the most played map in stage 3 of OCN so far, tied with Oregon for 6 plays. So I'm guessing that means with this today, it will be number 1.
Yeah. Very quickly, Vas, what is your prediction for this game?
Yeah, I think Chiefs will win probably 7-2. Put it out there.
Oh, he puts it out there. We'll see if it does eventuate. Let's head back to Villa for the second time tonight. This time, though, for Rhythm versus the Chiefs. Of course, for the Chiefs, well, can they get that top spot back from the Knights after they've just taken away from them for Rhythm? Can they avoid relegations? They will 100% do so with a win here and go a very long way to making the playoffs as well. Dev, we head back to Villa, which is quickly becoming the map for OCN Stage 3.
No doubt about it, and it should be a fantastic game. It is certainly a David and Goliath. It is the bottom team from Stage 2 versus the top team from Stage 2. But hey, a lot can happen in 2 months, and Rhythm is here to play. Like you said, they win this, they no longer have to play relegations. That would be huge. It would be damning for wildcard as well. Now, Chiefs are getting straight into this with a Flores ban, an unusual buck ban for Rhythm, really stripping away a lot of the vertical potential here for the Chiefs. And also, as a result, leaving Thatcher, the #1 most banned attacker on this map, has been left in.
Yeah, and the other thing as well to sort of note coming into this game, the Chiefs, of course, you know, we saw Order just prior on Villa. They, of course, played Order on Villa. They were very much into that sort of vert play as well. I expect that's going to be something of note. The Flores ban, the Goyo ban, so and then the Mirror ban as well. Now, the Mirror was available in our last game for Order versus Knights and did have some impact as well, Dev, so that's a pretty big one. But you know, the buck, for instance, we see Digital play that a lot. We also see it used quite extensively on vert-heavy maps. In this case, Villa's kind of becoming that way with the way the sites are played out. So far, really, this ban phase, there really is no surprises here at all.
Yeah, no, for sure. The only surprise is that Thatcher's been allowed through, and he will actually get played straight up for Chiefs. What this means is just Waldenal is not going to be so much a feature here, and in fact, okay, he's going into the Kaid. If Ethan sticks this Thatcher, that Kaid pick is almost a non-issue. Ethan does lock it in at the last minute. So I feel like Chiefs have kind of won this op pick phase. I think Hard Breach is going to be very, very cut and dried here for the Chiefs. I think that this Kaid is going to be near ineffective, and Chiefs should start strong.
Well, speaking of strong, a very strong community vote, our HP Omen community vote in favor of the Chiefs, 94% to 6%. That is one of the more one-sided votes that we've seen in a while. If you guys want to, of course, get involved with the voting, you can go to @R6 Esports OCE and @Omen by HPE. _ANZ on Twitter to vote on the next series to come, which in fact will actually be our match of the day after this one. So get involved, have a vote, have your say.
Love that from you.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb.
Keen to see if Rhythm can bring the fire. I feel like this first round, Chiefs are ready to start strong, but the nature of this dining kitchen site is that if you have a nice loose room, you might be able to find an early man advantage. Chiefs really turning their attention though to pantry first up, likely looking to breach this wall. If you can breach that pantry wall, get a line of sight all the way deep through kitchen on this bomb site, that is just an absolute terror for the defense.
How aggressive is Rhythm going to be here on the defense to open things up? Chiefs already starting to surround this eastern side. Up above second floor, they can get up vert control. Dragos is around that position as well. Ghoul on site.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Inside the kitchen at the moment. Drax as well. And Chiefs just taking their time. I think, you know, in our previous match, we saw a lot of that sort of fast-paced action from both Order and Knights, especially on the attack. God Legion playing Pantry Stairs here now and can play off of those X-Kairos. Good vision actually now established on site. Down below, just checking in towards Salah. Minute 50 still remaining on the clock. Chiefs, the only thing they probably now need to do, get a bit of vert control above, and then from there they can just play off of that push through pantry late game.
100%. With that line of sight in pantry, it just means that Chiefs only need a little bit more map control. And then they'll be able to essentially deny any available position for Rhythm. They'll just start getting fed free picks as Rhythm try to rotate around and find a safe spot to sit, because there simply won't be many safe spots to sit any longer. Chiefs don't need to overcomplicate from this point. They should be pretty chill from here. That said, Digital is going for a solo push on the opposite side of the map. He could be an easy pick here, or he could find an easy pick.
A minute remaining here. Dragos, though, he finds the opening pick, and it's on to Worthy as well. Big player to eliminate. So much power and star power from that particular Lion. Here's Worthy. 50 seconds remaining. Really slow going, though, from Chiefs. I mean, this is a stark difference to our first match of the night on Villa. They are playing this very slow.
Yeah,
maybe too slow.
Honestly, I don't like this push very much. I really liked them breaching that wall, but after that, they really haven't done anything. They're just kind of sitting on pantry stairs. I'm guessing Worthy died trying to take top floor, which is what they should be doing. Now they're basically going to have to go into the meat grinder. Look at this, 20 seconds left. This is not going to work well.
Trying to rush through that gas babe so that Ghoul maybe doesn't quite spot him to make that little rotation. 15 seconds left, but yeah, this is a meat grinder inside of the kitchen. God Legion, nice little peek, does get that kill. Maybe opens up a chance for Fisher Guy to get in and get that diffused down, but he too gets lit up in that exchange with Leb. Nitrocell out from Drex, hits the mark. God Legion's down. Fisher Guy, though, of course, planting that diffuser. God Legion can't cover because he's on the floor. Rhythm hold out defensively, but what was that? Stalled out attack from the Chiefs.
Yeah, absolutely. Really strong round from Rhythm at the end there, but I kind of do have to put that on Chiefs. And that honestly would have been, and probably should have been, even less close than it was. Rhythm probably should have taken that even more handily. Chiefs just got the entries. Like, Digital managed to find one from his lurk on the other side of the map, and God Legion found the opener when pushing site. Had that not happened, that would have been an even more dominant Rhythm round. I really like the idea from Chiefs. I just think that their mid-round really harmed them there. I have to assume that Worthy died trying to push Master, because that's where Dragos was playing previously, but yeah, like they really need to make sure that they don't let that advantage slip away from them again, because Rhythm will lap those up.
Yeah, and honestly, I think the biggest thing is the Chiefs need to do a better job at living. They need to stay alive a little bit better. Of course, Ubisoft Australia is proud to once again be partnering with Livin, a wonderful mental health organization dedicated to breaking the stigma around mental health. You guys, of course, can support Livin in multiple ways. You can wear their merchandise, which is what the lovely Dev Marta is doing tonight. You can follow them on social media, of course, as well. For those of us OCN viewers, though, you lucky few will get that promo code of OCN15 at checkout for any of their wonderful clothing apparel. 15% off. Simply type !Livin in Twitch chat to head to their online store.
I love it. Wearing one right now. I will say, very elasticy, very, very flattering, and very, very comfortable.
I wanted to wear mine tonight as well, but you already beat me.
We were literally going to wear the exact same shirt. So yeah, no, good move there, mate. I'm sure we'll get some more merch soon as well. I noticed Rob was wearing one of a nice different one that I haven't got in the broadcast last night, so definitely jealous of that. For now, Chiefs, probably a bit jealous that they lost that round to Rhythm. Bit jealous of Rhythm's ability to just hold on. I think Chiefs need to make sure they don't get too complacent here, because while their early round can be strong, they need to follow through with the swing.
Yeah, and obviously for Rhythm, there's a lot on the line. So for the Chiefs, they can't get complacent, like you said, knowing that Rhythm, this could be sort of the match where they make a stand, get a big scalp. They were expected to win last night. Now they're not expected to win. So why not sort of do the opposite and be the team that gets that upset win? And if that does happen for the Chiefs, you know, that top spot suddenly then looks vulnerable. Maybe it would then be second or third on the standings. And, well, of course, as we know in the first two stages, they won both grand finals after starting in that second place position. They may have to do it again. Dragos, though, long way to go. Holding over towards 90, and this is an aggressive angle. If you can hit this shot, find a kill early on, it really will help this AVG defense. But so far, again, like the opening round, Dev, kind of slow here from the Chiefs.
Difference is Chiefs haven't just already achieved a really important goal. They did in the first round, they breached that main wall. They haven't done so yet. Player repelling 90 could really help out. I like this though, red stairs control. Just drone it. Someone just drone red stairs, it's clear. 2 nades wasted. Why didn't they just drone that before? I don't know. It's a bit strange there from Chiefs. Wasted the nades. Hopefully that won't matter too much for Digital. But Chiefs now have a lot more map control and they can start breaching 90 perhaps. They've got the Hibana, they've got the Thatcher, like they've got all the ingredients they need to get some serious jobs done now.
45 seconds remaining though, and it's still a 5 versus 5. Obviously a large, heavy presence over towards that north side. Fisher guy could get into study though. Of course, he is the Hibana, he's the hard breacher, so he's not actually going to be able to open up 90. He's on the other side of the map, so that's not even going to be a question really for the Chiefs. They can maybe play off of it, but they're not going to be able to open it, and that's the only hard breacher. Now dead with 20 seconds left, which means that they're going to have to walk into the choke points here. Nice Nitrocell, but Ghoul with the headshot already got the kill onto Ethan. Diffuser on the floor inside of Aviator. Drex now inside of Games that can, of course, make floor is lava. Digital walks in, he picks up the Diffuser. Drago should not allow this to happen. God Legion can't get past him. 4 versus 1. Even if Digital had got that, it wouldn't have mattered. He did, in fact, get it. But yeah, doesn't matter. 2-0 to Rhythm.
Oh, that was a really good round from Rhythm. Credit to them. I love the Tachanka. The floor is lava. The entire goddamn room is lava. And he just has so much ammo. He can keep that going for such a long time. Dragos takes a swig and is ready to go once again. These guys are looking very, very clean. And they're opening 2 rounds here on the defense. Chiefs really need to get on their bike.
Well, they need to, quite literally, in these games, be a little bit faster, right? Maybe they should hit up Samsung, get some NVMe SSDs, and speed up their process a little bit, because they have just been too slow going in the opening portions of these rounds. They need to seriously just get into their stuff a little bit quicker. Right? It's just a little bit slow compared to Order Knights. Both of them were very quick with the way they were sweeping across sides, establishing for just Chiefs, I think, a little bit too slow right now, and Rhythm are actually playing off of it very well. Sure, they had to give up certain positions like 90, but you're okay to do that when it's like, 50 seconds remaining. Yeah, you don't need to hold 90 at that point. Give it to them. They didn't even have a hard breacher there. Fisher guy was stuck outside of study, couldn't open up anything. And so basically the Chiefs just couldn't actually get onto site. Rhythm held it well, and they were able to deny them entry. And when they did try to get on site, Def, they quite literally just threw their lives to even just get onto the Aviator site.
Yeah, for sure. Look, this has definitely not been fantastic for the Chiefs. I would have really liked to see a breach on the 90 wall. It was just so free. You got Thatcher, you got Hibana, you can deny lines of sight, you could even entry from there. You're just cutting the bomb site in 2. What Chiefs went for was really, really kind of like standard, vanilla, default. You take full map control, then you execute with 1 player at study, but the study player died. The execute was stilted out by the area denial of the Tachanka. Chiefs really need to make sure they're also finding these entries, because 2 rounds in a row, Rhythm have found the opening pick. Now Chiefs are well and capable. They've got some of the best fraggers in OCE on that team. You already heard Vars talk about how good Ethan and Worthy have been recently. Worthy's on the Kali. I actually only kind of realized that just now. Why? I don't understand why you would bring Kali.
Well, look, I'm just going to say it outright, Dev. I'm not the guy to ask, okay? Maybe you can send Vast a little...
tag Vast right now and ask him, because honestly, why?
Just tag him. Yeah, get the answer, because I would not be able to help you out there whatsoever. Well, God Legion actually just gets tagged up a little bit there. Leb with the opening pick, by the way, onto Digital. So no sledge for this round here of Stat Trophy, and that Nitrocell perfectly placed. Still 2 more available as well through AFX and Ghoul. Just under 2 minutes remaining. Stat Trophy site, of course, Chiefs. Are they going to just pick up that pace a bit here? Seems as if they've already established decent control over towards AVG. Ethan down below. At least over towards that library position, that's at least covered. But Ghoul at red stairs, he hasn't been picked up here. God Legion gives it a half-decent check, but he doesn't give it the full check. No, that's not allowed. No. I don't know how he's managed that. That didn't even look humanly possible.
It certainly should not have been. I just F in the chat for Mandy, our observer,
What?
who thought that she had caught that and then was absolutely pulled a wool over her eyes. Ethan is in such a precarious spot here. AFX, if he overextends, will get caught, but I have a feeling Ethan's going to be the first to move. Whoever is the first move is likely to be the one to lose this. They're literally hugging each other. Surely Ethan hears that. He's hearing something. He doesn't know where it is, and AFX falls back.
I think you can hear the player above him on site. 40 seconds remaining. Fisher guy getting ready to sort of just hop in here. AFX, he gets a ping, but I don't know. It didn't seem like there was actually a player on said ping. Ethan's going to be able to find this Killer Memorial, and AFX is gone. And unfortunately for Rhythm, they had an opportunity at Red Stairs. That Gold Legion sort of ripped away from them, and now it looks as if the round is falling away, down to just Drex and Lev. Still one more gas babe available. One had just been deployed. There's the second. Fisher guy, though, finds the sightlines, finds the kill. Drex swings out, finds this one, but unfortunately now 1 versus 3. Does have time on his side, though. Only 7 seconds. If he can deny this plant, Fisher guy, 3 seconds. Swing out, keep swinging. No, not going to happen. Ethan was watching anyway. Chiefs win the round here on Stat Trophy.
Yeah, their first round, nice to finally tick that box, but hey, it was a bit sketchy there at the start. Digital taken out from a vertical C4 very, very swiftly, but Chiefs managed to clean up and reply. Still a bit confused as to what the go was with the Kali from Chiefs. Message Vast, he said that when he was on the team,
He's useless.
they never, he did say he was useless. He said, I could not tell you. We never touched Kali before. So this is a nice recent development here. Is Worthy going to bring it again? What's he doing?
Look at that. They're already moving on past, you know, Vast. They don't care about him anymore. They've already got new strats, new things.
I mean, credit to him. I can only speculate it was either A, so he could hold that really long line from the 90 window. Maybe it was so that he could just get some really easy self-destruction through walls. He still gets the explosives, 3 explosives for clearing utility that he would on the Zoph. Or even the Lion, you know, who's got gun 6. But nonetheless, he baits out the IQ this time, ends up on the Zephyr, which is kind of unfortunate timing because Drex actually 6-picks on to the Valkyrie. So Chiefs going to have to be careful looking out for those Valcams with their drones because they won't have that electronic scanner.
And if we remember back to Kitchen Dining in the very first round, actually, of this particular game, it was a very slowed, stalled out attack from the Chiefs, which ended up playing into the hands of Rhythm. You would hope that the Chiefs will have learnt from that and that they won't go from that sort of similar play style. And yeah, they opened up top of pantry stairs. They were able to get that sightline established and things were looking good, and then nothing happened for the next minute and a half. So they need to probably, if they are going to send a player up towards, you know, top floor, try and establish control towards bedroom, for example. Astro, go with 2, go with 3 if you need to. Don't just send 1. If that one then dies like it did the first time, the Lion, then the round's basically over.
I really want to see... Oh, actually, I didn't realize Fisher's on the hard breach now. Oh, sorry, change hard breach. He's on the Ace now instead of the Hibana. I like that. Couple of reasons. 1, it's harder to juggle with the Kaid. 2, it makes a larger hole. God Legion's really up and aggressive here. He might actually find an opening pick. He could well lose this fight though. Oh, the timing is perfect. He peeks at the same time as the EMP goes down. And Ghoul is caught trying to use the Electric Law to juggle the wall. Really well played there from Chiefs. Quite a few things here already better for Chiefs. Last time they had to use all 3 EMPs to breach that wall and they didn't find a pick for it. Now they've only used a single EMP. They have a breach and they have a pick.
They still don't really have top floor control though. Drago is still holding in stat. He's able to watch towards bedroom. So that hasn't quite been fully established just yet. But obviously, as we saw God Legion finding that pick onto Ghoul, they can get that pantry push pretty easily now late into the round. Still have to deal with Leb though on the smoke. Still 2 gas babes available. Ethan gets tagged up heavily. Just throws out an EMP for the sake of it.
Yeah, pretty much. Sound cover, I guess. I don't know. Very, very odd. Some players just do that. I guess he doesn't see those EMPs as likely to be impactful later. But I totally agree with you, though. Like, what Chiefs really need to do here is just take a smidgen of top floor control. Just a little bit. I mean, use your ace on the triple wall that's reinforced on stat. You've got the Thatcher to enable that as well. Once you do that, there's going to... And get Digital into Master. Start opening the floor. There's going to be nowhere for Rhythm to play on site. This is very strange. Chiefs are not doing what is a staple for most teams, while they are also doing something really good. If they just put those two together, it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, and the main difference, though, this time at least they've got the opening pick, but yeah, still not really doing the things you would kind of expect them to do. Ethan's low on health at backstairs. God Legion again, though, he's the one being aggressive. But Dragos, now he's a player that's upstairs, not pressured at all, so he's able to swing down bot red and find that kill. Then on site, Leb, Drex, of course, they're watching for the push-in from Pantry. Worthy's able to get the kill onto Leb, but the numbers are now with Rhythm. The positioning probably still with Rhythm as well. Unless Digital can get this plant down, then blow off of that. Drex, though, with the kill onto Worthy. Digital gets up after planting it, but he sees 3 faces in front of him. Rhythm once again play off of the slow, stalled out attack from Chiefs, and they capitalize, they punish, they go up 3-1.
Defenders win.
Yeah, excellent defense from Rhythm there. Fantastic retake, really well paced. They took that nice and slow. They made sure not to get ahead of themselves, not to give any ones unnecessarily, and they locked in a third round here. They've developing quite a lead, 3-1 now. And Kitchen Dining seems to be locked in. They won't even need to go back and defend it anymore this half. Aviator Games will be next on the agenda, but I've got to lay some blame with the Chiefs. I think that, yes, Rhythm played into it to counter that really well, but Chiefs could just very much be going and taking some control above the bomb site master and stat. I don't think it would take all that long. I think that they have all the ingredients in terms of operators to do it. Instead, they're trying to pressure from one angle while also having a couple of players lurk and push from, you know, bot red, bot astro. The problem is, like, Rhythm are reading into that. They're just hard watching these angles and you're just getting picked apart for free.
Yeah.
Chiefs just need to commit to something.
And to highlight, you know, the effect that by not establishing, you know, control over towards Stat Trophy, or basically just even bedroom Astro, Dragos is sitting there the whole time with a deployable shield, and he's like, well, no one's coming, so I'm just going to go down bot red, where God Legion is apparently now trying to come in through Memorial, and he just gets caught because they hadn't actually...
Like, they also have info on that because of the Valve too, so it's just like, there's so much going right for Rhythm.
3-1, they are looking pretty good as we head over to AVG, where they defended successfully as well last time out. So far, only Stat Trophy, the site that Chiefs have been able to win successfully. And also to sort of go against the grain from the Order Knights matchup, opening picks haven't quite been as successfully converted upon in terms of turning that into a round win. So we've seen those opening picks not quite translate immediately into that round win. We head into our 5th round, though, and suddenly things do get a little bit dicey for the Chiefs. And for Rhythm, you know, do you start to believe that you could cause one of the more paramount upsets here for Stage 3, secure your place out of relegations? That is what is up for grabs here for Rhythm. Wildcard would be watching on right now, knowing that if Rhythm win, Wildcard's going to Relos.
Definitely a huge game for Rhythm. The implications will rattle through their whole season and for Wildcard's whole season. Chiefs need this as well, but not quite as much. They're just looking to punch that #1 spot out of OCN. Not once. Chiefs have been the back-to-back champs, right? But not once have they actually seeded first place into the playoffs every time they have to play that semi-final.
Well, you want a fun fact?
Please.
And this is a bit sport related. I'm a Brisbane Lions fan. Many moons ago, they won 3 in a row, 3 grand finals. Never did they finish in top spot. So maybe Chiefs onto something here.
Shame that Brisbane Lions didn't make it into the grand final tonight, hey? I guess that's why you're casting it, guys, isn't it?
Pretty much, yeah, unfortunately. Minute and a half remaining here in this 5th round as AFX did get tagged up a little bit there on the Aruni. Pretty much all of their utility has been expended pretty much for Rhythm. They've just got one C4 remaining. Ethan, though, with the LMG, finds Dragos, and he's not able to roam around freely this time around. That's an opening pick to the Chiefs, but they've not been successful in really capitalizing after getting this opening pick. Rhythm have done well defensively to sort of hold on and then get a few back late in the round.
I will say, Chiefs have been keeping tabs on Leb this entire round. It looks like, though, they might just ignore him from here. What hard breach have we got? Did they end up breaching the 90 wall upstairs, I think? Worthy. Oh, he's just used the lifeline to open up a nice deep line of sight. Digi is vulnerable to the flank here from Leb. I don't think anyone's watching it. God Legion is on drones at the moment. We don't know what he's watching. Good shot here for Chiefs to make this work. They have a lot of good ingredients. Yeah, they've got a breach on the bar wall as well. They're really forcing these players back.
Leb?
Here comes the execute, though.
Yeah, but Leb's like not even on site. Doesn't matter. Apparently Drax and AFX are just cracked out of the mine. God Legion still now a bit slowed and rotating over. But on into games now is Fisher Guy.
Nice.
Leb's going to come in very late for a flank, but it's going to be just that, very late. Ghoul is stuck inside a vault. He can't contest. He can't play off of anything.
No.
Leb does finally come with the flank. Worthy did get that kill. Ghoul from inside a vault. There's no time though. Rhythm win out. Ghoul from that vault position. Holds out defensively. And he is making some noise and Mum is telling him to keep it quiet.
That plant was so close to going down. And Leb waited off-site for that whole round. And all he managed to achieve was falling back to site at the last moment to deny that plant. He was traded, but Ghoul held on. What a round. Chiefs are really getting embarrassed here. Rhythm looking to redeem themselves for their loss to Order. And it may well be the case, Xenox, that when there's no pressure on Rhythm, they take control of the match, and I mean, they just gun for those upsets.
4-1. Rhythm playing like a team that has so much on the line. You know, we mentioned, of course, for the Chiefs, top spot and all of that. That's nice, but it's not season defining. Even losing this game isn't really that bad because Rhythm have already shown us this stage what they're more than capable of. A team that has risen from the ashes. You know, Dragos has come in, he's been great, but it's the players that have been here before. Leb, Drex, Ghoul, AFX, of course, coming in stage 2. This is a team that has just started to really find its identity and is playing like it. Yeah, they slipped up last night. That is true. They very much should have won against Order, yet they did not. Full credit to Order. But now, of course, they need to redeem themselves, and they're doing that here in the first half. They now need to, though, continue it on. We head over to Stat Trophy, and as we know, Dev, this was won last time by the Chiefs. They're going to definitely need to win it again. Otherwise, coming back from 5-1, it's not going to be easy. In saying that, going into the second half, they will be on the defense, and as we know, the Chiefs, we always expect that you cannot count them out.
You can never count out Chiefs, but I don't know what I'm looking at the moment. I don't know what we've been looking at all match long. This is not the Chiefs that we're used to seeing. They do some things so well. And here's another example. Like, they're breaching Pantry really early on. This is really, really good for pushing downstairs, denying an evert from Rhythm, trying to clear out these roamers. But there are just some things that they really miss the mark on.
Well, the biggest thing right now for the Chiefs in the first half, to summarize it, they've been too slow with their attacks. They've been too slow. They also haven't quite established much map control. They've been quite one-dimensional. The one thing they've been good at is actually finding opening picks. That doesn't necessarily mean it's been working out, though, late in the rounds. Rhythm have just been far better in winning those fights on site, late, you know, last 30 seconds. But Chiefs have been a little bit better in finding these opening picks, but maybe they're just spending too long trying to find these early picks in fights and less so about establishing actual map control.
Chiefs have managed to take a lot of map control now. This could be a good nade. No info, though. Just pre-nading that position. I feel like they should try and just put a little bit more pressure on before they go for the second pre-nade. Once you have a little bit more control through Master, maybe a breach, you're going to have info to back these up. Instead, he's just pre-nading the positions, which are great, but he's just getting kind of unlucky because Rhythm are continually moving around. Is Didge about to nade again? Oh, that was close, but he doesn't end up doing any damage to either of the players.
Minute left, Digital. Still one more nade, one more chance, and he finds now 2 for the round. Stat Trophy, I think, has just been sort of the downfall here for Rhythm. Maybe just a little bit too open of a site, and they're just getting picked off site a little bit too easy compared to the other ones, such as AVG or Kitchen Dining, where they can huddle on site just that little bit more. Well, Digital actually has a pretty decent hole there that he can kind of look into, and almost found a player up in Astro. Ooh. Dragos gets one back. Astro's still under the control of Rhythm, though, with 34 seconds left. Digital actually gets caught here at the stairs. He might actually go down here. Fisher Guy, though, coming in for reinforcement, does swing, does get that kill onto Dragos. Now he can push up into Astro. Ghoul on site, in stat, 20 seconds left. He was able to be the hero in Vault last round. Can he do it again?
Oh, what an angle for Ghoul, but this shuts him down. Worthy to clean up. Leb, the Chiefs, managed to barely salvage the half with 2 rounds.
Well, Stat Trophy, definitely the undoing of Rhythm in that first half. Everywhere else, basically impeccable. But Chiefs, to their credit, able to win out both times on said site. We head into the second half. They do find themselves, though, 2 rounds down. Rhythm 4-2 in that opening half, looking the goods. We head over to AVG immediately. We had a little very short little discussion during that quick break, Dev, and I said that I'm thinking Chiefs on defense here might be able to sort of bring it back. They don't have to roam anymore. They don't have to push onto site. They can just do the basic defensive structure setup and allow Rhythm to push onto them. And I'm thinking that, yeah, a 4-2 half might end up being the case here. An OT could be on the cards.
Yeah, look, I don't know. I'm not convinced that Chiefs are going to find 5 rounds here. I feel like maybe they'll find 4. I don't think it's going to be 5 in a row. No way. They're going to have just such a deep site pool. Like, they're going to have to be really, really strong on all 3 of these sites in order to find 3 rounds. If you win 2 rounds twice each, that's still only 4. So they need to have all 3 sites really, really, really tight. Rhythm, I don't necessarily think they'll be as strong on their attack as on their defense, but if nothing else, they have a fire below them. There is a giant block of chocolate at the end of this match for Rhythm, and that is dodging relegations. And they are going to be running very, very fast, playing very, very hard to try and get that candy bar.
Yeah, and one thing to note, though, of course, AVG, as we're on this site here for our 7th round opening of the second half here, it has been statistically one of the better defending sites. It's going to be Kitchen Dining and Stat Trophy where this game is going to be decided. Chiefs are expected thoroughly to win here on this site, which should make it then 3-4, which then at least brings the scorelines back. Dragos trying to see if he can find something here, and he does. A lot of damage onto both God Legion and Worthy. In fact, so much that Drex is able to follow up, get the headshot kill onto God Legion. Advantage Rhythm here so far in this 7th round with that opening pick, and still a lot of time as well to dissect this defense.
Really appreciate the heavy roam for Chiefs. I like that they had a lot of people supporting it. The Rhythm played that really well. You got a lot of pressure coming from Master and Astro, but Drex on this heads window, this little window on the balcony of the west side, and he ended up catching those Chiefs players as they started to fall back. Very common play, but a very effective one when a team does it well.
AFX pushing up towards landing. Still 90 control established for the Chiefs with a minute 20 seconds left.
Bomb has been located.
Should note here that for Rhythm, a lot of it depends on where's Ghoul going to push from as the only hard breacher, and right now just outside of Study. So pretty similar setup to the way that Chiefs had Fisher Guy on that Study side, not really looking to try and open up, say, 90 for instance, and get that position. Minute left though. Still that 1-man advantage, but that doesn't really account for much at all. In fact, the first half was never really capitalized on by the team that did find the opening pick.
So what breach did we just get? There was a Hibana pellet exploded. It wasn't 90. I think it might have been the aviator wall slightly breached up. Yeah, that's a really good line of sight now. Completely cuts off Vault. Drex does find one. I don't know where that was, but he does manage to get it from outside on the Study balcony. The Execute is just moments away here for Rhythm.
Yeah, 30 seconds remaining. Worthy, though, that has just done worthy things. Finds the quick double. Drex has to go through the Sawyer gate. AFX goes down. Ghoul, though, gets the kill onto Worthy. Finally shuts him down. 2 versus 2, though, with under 15 seconds left into red time. Now pushing through Study for Drex. Ethan and Digital. Digital inside of Vol. He's able to get Ghoul. He's got a Nitrocell as well. Drex can't get them both. Digital inside of Vol shuts them down. Chiefs win out. A messy, messy round. But still a round they needed to win nonetheless, and they convert mostly thanks to Worthy and Digital.
Huge flank there for Worthy, unaddressed for the majority of that round. Mandy showed us he was lurking downstairs, just on that loose roam. God Legion flicking cams for him as well. And he timed that just perfectly. All of Rhythm were comming, heavy comming, to figure out what their execute is going to be, figure out the timing of that execute. And Worthy took advantage of that focus that Rhythm were putting into that execute by hitting him with the flank. 3 kills was just so impactful. Digital to hold it on site. Another really good one. Really, really savior round for Chiefs, because honestly, I don't think that they were positioned to win that. If Rhythm had been holding that flank, they should have been favored to take that round. It was a 5v4. They were just in such a good spot with so much map control with a really good breach as well. I am going to point out one thing, though, that I'm seeing from both of these teams that honestly I think is making their attacks a lot more difficult. And that is the lack of effective hard breach. Like, yes, we saw a nice bit of hard breach there from Ghoul. We didn't see that kind of level of hard breach from Chiefs. That was on the Aviator wall. But both of these teams are using Kaid to try and deny walls. Both Thatcher's up. Like, you can easily EMP out those Kaid electric walls. You could be getting a breach on, let's say, the 90 wall and start to cut off, for example, the position where Digital was playing. Like, there was someone repelling 90 for most of the round for Rhythm, so they've got someone who could use that anyway. Just get the Hibana to rotate over, get your Thatcher in, and just clean that off nice and early.
Yeah, see, you're absolutely spot on, and I think another aspect as well that has sort of missed both teams is Vert play as well has been a little bit hit and miss, especially from the Chiefs on their attack. Rhythm, of course, we've still got this whole second half to see how they're going to sort of play things out, but again, that was a rather horizontal take across, right? The Astro bedroom, then into Stat Trophy, and then eventually they get 90 control. It's all pretty much same structure to attack from Rhythm in that round, and yeah, the hard breacher gets stuck on Study side, and then they can't open up 90 worthy from Aviator. Actually didn't end up doing a lick of damage there at all, so obviously something blocking the way, but 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Nice to see the Chiefs, again, like the round prior, getting engaged early on here. Worthy so aggressive in this Study position.
Just watching a player like Worthy when he feels like he's on, it's so good.
Oh, he got caught on the roam back.
Really perfectly read there. That was a fantastic cutoff on the skull window from Drex.
Don't peek it. Don't peek it. Don't peek it, Ethan! There's no need to.
He thought he had it. That's just the level of respect that Chiefs are giving Rhythm here. And like, Digital's also going to make an aggressive play. Oh, no!
Oh, no way, Drex!
Absolutely shat on mates.
Jeez! Oh! Look, it's hard to criticize that, though, because you know what? I like it. I actually like that. That's the Chiefs, that's Digital, trying to bring it back, trying to find something, but just absolutely full credit to Drex. He's gone 11-4-1 now, having a big game. Still, job's not done. God Legion, never mind, now probably is. Fisher guys decide, yeah, why not? That's a route to Rhythm. Absolutely, slicing and dicing their way through that one. What a match, but why is Ethan peeking the guy on a rappel outside the window? I just don't think you need to do that. And Rhythm, they capitalize.
I mean, I respect Digital, right? Like, that was the right play.
Yes.
He should have won that fight.
Yeah.
There was no one on the drone in Art. Like, he had that as free as he can get. But unfortunately, Rooney's gun doesn't do a lot of damage unless you hit heads. He didn't hit heads. I don't know how many body shots he hit, if I'm honest. Clearly not enough. Let's have a look at this one. Oh,
no.
One, maybe
wow.
2 body shots hit there. Oh, that was just not good enough. Unfortunately for Chiefs, like, yeah, really well played from Drex on that window. Cut off Worthy. Bit over ambitious from Ethan to think that he could win that fight on the refrag. And credit to Digital, had the right idea, didn't have the aim to back it up.
Well, that is the one site, though, that, of course, the Chiefs won out. The only site that the Chiefs won out in the opening half. So it's a big one for Rhythm. Does get them to 5 rounds now. And it kind of gives them what I always like to consider a bit of a free punch now. You know, your kitchen dinings, your Aviator games, those kind of sites now where Rhythm maybe are less expected to win on the attack. They get that kind of free opportunity. Now, they almost took one of those opportunities already in the opening round of the second half, where they probably should have won that AVG. We could have been looking at, say, a 6-2 kind of scoreline. Now, that's ifs, ands, and buts, etc., but it's still something to take into account that so far on the attack, Rhythm have looked pretty good. The Chiefs, on the other hand, their defensive strategy so far has been get in the face of Rhythm, try and be aggressive, try and spread out, find kills, and it worked for the most part in the first round of the second half, but to a degree, Rhythm, they were ready for that in the second round. And so now moving forward, what do the Chiefs do from here?
Spawn peek, apparently, if you're Worthy, and I respect that. We've seen him nail some really nutty runouts and jump outs from that master balcony. Doesn't get too ambitious, though. God Legion on the Vigil. He plays a mean Vigil. It's going to be very difficult for Rhythm to get info. You can see that drone taken down at the drone hole. God Legion and Worthy working this together. Digital also can get info of his own, figure out how much pressure there is on the site using the cardiac sensor. So he's one outside laundry. That's actually the Monty of Drex.
Oh, yeah.
He should know about this. He may well have seen his feet or at least heard him. Really interesting play here for Rhythm. You don't see a lot of Monty executes here. They need to make sure that if they go for this, they have master control because
yep.
Always a possibility for a flank from God Legion or Worthy down through that hatch.
Doesn't seem like an overall massive emphasis right now from Rhythm's side of things to go up above and establish bedroom control. Leb just actually now goes into closet, but he's by himself. On the Nomad, he can set up some air jabs, of course, that's nice, but Worthy's up here in stat. Why is he going by himself? There's a minute and a half left. There's probably a good 2-3 players outside just sitting around doing nothing right now. In fact, so much so sitting in front of that doorway. Oh, they're going to go for the smoke. Oh, Drex ends up dying. They went for the plant. I think he went for the, turn around. It's going to have the shield at his back and plant, but it didn't work out. Fortunately, though, for Rhythm, they find 2 quick kills to sort of bite back. God Legion gets caught by Dragos. The attack's working out, though, for Rhythm. They play off of Drex's mistake, and they capitalize. But Fisho Guy able to get one back for the Chiefs with that kill onto AFX. 1 minute left. A lot of time still here.
These guys are so separated on the defense, though. Fish and Digital basically can't move. They're cut off. They need to win some ones, but if Rhythm play this right, they should be able to take it. Digital finds Dragos. Oh my God, it's all Dig. Ghoul has to clutch the 1 versus 1. The flashbang not gonna get him.
He's got
Pistol
it.
in hand. Ghoul can see him.
What are you doing?
It's Barry versus Pistol. Digital's likely to get flashed, and this should be it for Ghoul. Rhythm onto match point against the Chiefs.
I can't. Oh, he panicked. He panicked 110% there. The first time he saw that big, juicy Digital thigh sticking out, he just took some whiff shots and then he tried to relocate, but he brought it back. He brought it back in where it mattered the most. This was the start of it. Drex going for that cheeky plant inside of the smoke. Gets shut down, but Rhythm play off of it. They find kills elsewhere. The 1v1 at the end. Look at this. Look at this. And it's just like, now what do I do now? And then he catches Dig on the flank at the end. What a round. Match point for Rhythm. They win out on Kitchen Dining. We head back to AVG, which so far is now the only site in this match from both teams that has not been taken by the attacking team.
Oh, well, that does give you a little bit of hope as a Chiefs fan, but they're going to have to win on 3 different bomb sites now in order to just push overtime, Xenox. They've got to win here, then they'll be pushed onto one of their other sites, then pushed onto another again. I just don't see it happening, honestly. It's just a matter of time until Rhythm take this upset and get this, save themselves from having to play relegations for the 2021 season. Rhythm were relegated out of OCN at the end of 2020. They were gifted their spot for this year on the back of another team disbanding. It looks like after a horrific season, not making playoffs even once, Rhythm could not only make playoffs for Stage 3, but completely escape relegation, sending Wildcard there in their place.
Yeah, completely locks out Wildcard. There's another thing that also, I think, gets locked out as well, Dev, and I just want to do a quick little check. It also means Order cannot make playoffs if Rhythm win this round. It will confine both Order and Wildcard out of playoffs. It will confine Wildcard to relegations. There's so many ramifications. It makes life more difficult for Rafflecopter. That turns our next game into quite literally a must-win for Raffle. Literally, we'll then have to win it. Otherwise, they too will be locked out. We could actually have top 5 locked up by the next game if Rhythm win this match point, or even just the game at all. We head into what is such a valuable round for AVG. Chiefs expected to probably win this, but where do you then go to extend it to OT after this? The other thing as well, Rhythm do have 1 point. Now, I'm not going to go into the finer details of what going to 7 points does for them now. We don't have the time live on broadcast, but that is one thing to note.
Rhythm have got to be feeling excited right now. I mean, I've been trying to get these guys on the reload for such a long time. Been trying to hit up Ghoul, and he's like, mate, we got to practice. We are really hard at work, and you can see it paying off. They are hyped. Coming into Stage 3, they made 2 roster changes. They brought on AFX from the disbanded LFO, and they brought up Dragos, who played in OCL previously. And man, it looks like Rhythm might have finally hit that spot. That said, Ghoul's down. And Chiefs, they're not going to lay down and die. Not
That's the round.
now.
Nah, that's the round. That's the round. That's the hard breacher gone. That's AFX on the Yana gone as well. 2-man advantage. And there's only a minute left. I mean, we kind of waffled on a little bit with all these storylines and what can happen, etc. for so long that I actually realized half the round is over virtually. Chiefs have been doing a very good job this round of actually making it difficult for Rhythm to get close to site. God Legion still with full study control. They're making it very, very difficult. We expected that a little bit though. I think both of us kind of expected here for AVG to go the way of the Chiefs, and then from here it will be 6-4 on 2 sites that the Chiefs maybe won't be expected to win out on. Still 30 seconds left. Inside a study now, Drex does die. That's going to be the round regardless of what Dragos or Leb can do from here. There's not much time. They're down 2 players as well. Virtually impossible.
Very, very tough slog now for these two. Just Leb left. He can find a kill, but down in the red time, Chiefs do have a lifeline here to stay alive, push overtime, but it's going to get a lot harder here. Finally locking in the Aviator Games win, but now Xenox, they have no second chances. They're going to have to win 2 more bomb sites in order to push OT and keep Rhythm below the water.
But okay, so that's the site though that Chiefs are expected to win, right? Now, that's now every single team, well, both teams now actually defending AVG successfully on all occasions. So
I think that same thing happened in our first. Oh no, we did have some.
There was one.
Attack.
There
were
yeah,
2
there
attack
was
wins from Knights, but that was it.
So now we head to Stat Trophy, which very quick glance, has not been successfully defended at all from both teams, Rhythm and Chiefs. So that's the history of Stat Trophy in this particular game. I think a large reason for it has just sort of been the way that teams have defended it as well, to a degree. Really not that much vert defense down below is making it easier for the attackers to sort of get in, find these kills, and also Stat Trophy itself. It's a little bit harder of a site. You can't really just sit on the site, Dev, and huddle in and turtle. You do have to be kind of spread out a little bit, which does create this environment where the defenders maybe can't quite play off of each other as well as they would like.
Yeah, and look, it definitely does get a little claustrophobic here on Stat and Trophy. It's really, if they play it right, the attackers can pretty happily take control of Astro, really start to pressure this site. Chiefs surely need to rely on controlling the vertical game down below. Last time, Chiefs lost this basically on the back of throwing and feeding picks to Drex, who was repelling on that skull window. I mean, surely Chiefs can have some confidence here in that really step 1 is just not feeding picks to that one player who is cutting off rotation, and then Chiefs should be fairly safe. Now, they are changing their setup a little bit. Worthy's down on the mute, looking to do some extra drone denial. We didn't have that last time. We also have the Mozzie coming through that we saw last round. Even more drone denial. I think Chiefs are making the right adaptations here.
This is a pressure moment for Rhythm, and almost sort of scary, because it's now basically a similar scenario to last night. Now they've almost got the expectation. They're on match point. They're that close to securing their place out of relegations. Where they were expected to win last night, now they're kind of expected to complete the job here. But are they going to let this slip at the final hurdle at match point 2? Maybe, well, it was even 3 match points technically. Gemini here from AFX. And again, this is one thing Chiefs have done very well defensively, making it hard for Rhythm to even just get on site.
Yeah, and Worthy's just done such a fantastic job at denying info.
Oh,
but the
Leb!
cutoff from Leb is perfect. He might have wasted a lot of time and a lot of drones, but Digital somehow snakes his way back into Kitchell. God Legion
Oh my God,
needed to
it's
win
happening.
that fight. Rhythm have that man advantage. Fish is flanked downstairs. Chiefs are throwing everything that they have at Rhythm.
I don't think they have his idea though. Fish is going to find this easy kill. It's a trade because AFX got the kill onto Digital. So if AFX hadn't have got that kill onto Dig, it would have been an even game, but at least it was a 1-for-1 trade. Ethan and Fisho guy, the last 2 alive. Probably 2 plays you would like to have in this scenario. Fisho on the smoke with 3 gas babes still available. Ethan, so much experience inside of Mudroom at the moment, and still 1 minute left on the clock. He can come in at the last second and maybe go for a flanking opportunity like he did in one of the earlier rounds and really cause havoc here late on. Rhythm, if they can get Fisho guy, that site's open.
Fish is such a clutch player. but it's going to be very difficult. He's got to handle the whole site by himself. He has gas. He can use that.
ADSs, Sawyergate, a lot of utility denial still up here. And Ethan, there we go for the flank. The Nitro Cell misses completely. Now they have info on the second guy.
Digital cut off. Fisher guy can start burning his smokes. He has time on his side. Ethan, surely a dead man! What is that shot? And now Chiefs can maybe do this. Fish has enough gas to completely choke up the Bricks door.
Time as well is not on the side anymore of Rhythm. We are into red time, but Drex, who's had an amazing game on the sledge, 12-6-1, 2 versus 1. Now the bodyguard of Leb. The swing for Fisher, guys, denied! Rhythm! There are no relegations for this team. They can feel the rhythm. Wildcard will be going to relegations. Order cannot make playoffs.
What a journey for this team. 2021 has been such a hard slog for Rhythm, but they have made it. They have booked their spot to Oceanic Nationals 2022, and playoffs are looking on the cards. A win over the 2-time OCN champions. Rhythm could not be more ecstatic.
What a result. Just the ramifications here are absolutely huge. It sets up the rest of the night for the games to come. The next match, our match of the day, Dev, all of a sudden is even that much better. But I have to go to you first, Vast. You said that it's hard to sort of, take the Chiefs out of you, but what a result from Rhythm. You have to feel happy for them.
No, honestly, I do feel really happy for Rhythm. I think they played really well. Like, for me, it wasn't even, Chiefs. I think we saw Chiefs kind of play a bit bad against Bliss because it was maybe a bit of a mental thing, bit of a common issue. But today, I think they kind of just got outplayed. They were throwing their aggression round after round at Rhythm, and Rhythm just punished it super well.
Dev, it was sort of the unthinkable for Rhythm to win this match against the back-to-back champs. We expected this to kind of go to Villa, and it played out in a really fun sort of match. But to the credit of Rhythm, they held out, I think, a lot of the rounds defensively. Chiefs' attack didn't look that great, and they did some questionable things as well on the defense. Ethan there with that peak. It really did feel like Rhythm just almost like punishing a lot of Chiefs' mistakes.
Yeah, look, it definitely did feel like Chiefs didn't play as well as they could have, but that's not to take anything away from Rhythm. They played a really good game. You could tell how hard they clung on to those leads when they had them. They didn't forfeit any of those advantages. Drex had a fantastic game. Just look at that, 13-6, a 1.86 rating. We're actually going to get him on the interview in a minute as well, so I'm really excited for that. Very strange to see some of the players that you had highlighted already, Vas, Worthy and Ethan, who've been on a tear. Look, not the worst game I've ever seen, but Worthy in particular bleeding a lot of opening picks. Very unusual for him.
It was really the fairy tale run over the last couple of weeks for Rhythm. They get their fairy tale finish with this result over Chiefs. Of course, we've still got one more Playday. They do actually take on the Knights after this. They go to 9 points though, which of course, Wildcard cannot catch up to 9 points, being on 3. The max they can actually get to actually is 9, but Rhythm do have the tiebreaker there. So that's why, of course, Wildcard can now no longer get above Rhythm. That's why Rhythm have now avoided relegations. Let's go and have a chat, though, with Drex straight off of this win. Such a fabulous win. Congratulations, mate, not only on the win, but avoiding relegations entirely. It sets you up for what could very well be a playoff run, depending on the results to come later on tonight. But just how's the team feeling off the back of that win?
We're all pretty excited. Like, we knew the game wasn't like the most important thing in the world because Wildcard lost yesterday, but like we still wanted to win, of course, and it felt pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I want to kind of get a bit deep into the game. It just seemed like, you guys punished Chiefs' aggression just round after round. Chiefs are known for their aggression. They, were really keeping up the pressure against you guys. Is there anything in particular you guys did to, be more aware of their aggression?
I mean, apart from like our normal prep, not really. Like, we know that they struggle against aggression just as much as they can dish it out. So, like, I feel like they kind of struggle when it comes to versing us because we have unpredictability when it comes to like mid-round aggression, I feel.
Yeah, look, Drex, it's been a long, long road. Rhythm got relegated, end of last year. You guys weren't going to be in OCN this year. And stage 1, you had some good upsets. Stage 2, bit of a shocker. You've been there through all of it, thick and thin. What's that journey been like, and what's it feel like to get to, I guess, book your slot in for OCN 2022?
It's a good feeling because, I mean, the first season that we played, we obviously played well. I personally didn't, but my teammates were there to pick up my slack. And then the second season, we had a bit of rhythm luck where things were just going wrong. I had to take a personal break because I had IRL things going on, so I couldn't continue. And the boys it was very rough. And then it feels good to be back in stage 3, getting wins that I feel like we kind of deserve from the work that we put in.
Just quickly, mate, obviously, well, I'm kind of speculating here that the goal would have been to avoid relegations. You've done that now. What's the next goal for Rhythm?
I mean, a cheeky playoffs run would be nice. I feel like just keeping results in the positives would be good for us. I mean, yeah, anything, if we can make something happen in playoffs, we'll be over the moon.
Any final shout-outs that you want to give to all of the Rhythm fans out there? I've seen a couple of them already in chat, absolutely going nuts with this win.
Well, yeah, thank you for all the support, and shout out at Gourmet on Twitter.
Well, thank you for coming and having a chat, mate. Best of luck in what could be a playoff run, depending on, of course, other results. But you've avoided relegations. It's happy days, and hopefully we'll see you guys again very shortly.
Thank you, thank you. Have a good night, boys.
Massive result for Rhythm for a multitude of reasons. Most importantly, they are no longer going to relegations. Wildcard are 100% locked in there. That is such a headline story. Who would have thought at the start of the year, Dev coming into sort of the preseason for stage 1, before all of what happened with Diesel and everything, that by the end of the year, Wildcard would be going into relegations. It's just otherworldly.
Yeah, it's definitely, I guess, changes the scope for their game later today as well against Bliss. It feels like they're just getting kicked while they're down at the moment, but I mean, that's the nature of the game. Like, if you can't play at this level, then you don't deserve to be here. So Wildcard need to prove that they do in relegations. This is Rhythm's moment though, and I will say, I can't believe it. Like, I really can't believe it. We were talking about when they beat Rufflecopter just a couple play days ago, we were talking about how it has been 6 months since they have won a match. Like, they didn't win a single one in stage 2. The only one they won in stage 1, or the last one they won in stage 1, was LFO. That was back in April. Now they've beaten Rufflecopter, Wildcard, and Chiefs. Like, where did that come from?
Yeah. Well, of course, that's 2 matches done. 2 more to go coming up after the break. It is, in fact, our match of the day, Rufflecopter versus Avert.
Attackers have located a bomb. 10 seconds to go. Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser. Attackers.
Order now at macros.com.au.